Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to have you join me for what I'm calling the 80-hour developer. So, as the site says, this goes from zero experience to being a billable developer in just 80 hours of effort from your end. It's a bold promise, and so I need to really make sure that I'm clear on what I'm promising here. I'm not saying that you can be a world-class developer in 80 hours. I'm not saying this replaces 4 years of computer science education. What I am saying, though, is that you can go from not knowing how to program anything to making software that has a demonstrable impact and a demonstrable value to companies, to yourself, within 80 hours. Now, I know a lot of you who are watching this have probably done some beginner courses before. I spent about 6 years trying to learn how to program back in the early days, and it was really frustrating. I'd do courses, I'd go through examples, and I would learn the basics 100 different ways, but I could never string them together into anything that actually made sense or that was valuable. And so over time, I eventually figured out how to learn software development. I eventually learned how to teach software development. For the past 5 years, I've been running a software development company. I've done work for public and private companies, typically in the $10 million to $100 million space. I've written software for some of the best consultants and authors in the world to help bring their intellectual property to life. I've written software for private companies to help them manage their teams, their sales teams, to help them automate a lot of work that would otherwise be done by very bored people. And in doing all that, I've learned a lot about what is valuable in software development and what is really interesting and cool, but not necessarily there to help you make money. And so when I started bringing on my junior developers, I really needed a way very quickly to get them going from maybe only having a few computer science classes to being able to actually be billable for me. Right? And so what I developed is this curriculum that takes about 80 hours to go through, that goes from the very basic introductions all the way through to a final working website or non-website piece of software that can be used internally. We're going to focus on web development here because I think it's got some of the best application for learning how to develop something that you can very quickly show and start putting into place in your company, or finding a client and building it for them. So who am I? Well, as I mentioned, I run a software development company. I've also written a book with my partner and co-author Noah Fleming. Very happy with how this turned out. We talk a lot in here about how to use technology in order to create better experiences with customers. So as you might gather from this, I do a lot of work with companies, helping them integrate technology to solve pressing problems. Right? A lot of times that is with training, with coaching, and primarily with sales and marketing. Also, though, we've written custom procurement applications. We've written custom enterprise resource planning software for companies. We've written a lot of automation software for companies to help them get a lot more done more quickly. I'm very interested in exception reporting and how companies can really make sense of the reams of data that comes in every day and use that to make better management decisions. I'm not going to talk a lot about most of this during the course, but I wanted to give some background about who I am and what I do. Interestingly, I'm also a former professional fighter. Very bad, as we can see. I did just a couple of fights, got beat up quite badly in most of them, and realized there had to be better ways to make some money. But in the old days, I did spend a lot of time in gyms getting kicked and punched and choked and doing the same to others, which has been all kinds of fun over my life. Okay, back to the 80-hour developer, though. What we're going to do in this course is get a curated look at other tutorials, at other resources that exist in order to help you really get good at development. I'm not interested in recreating beginner courses or even intermediate courses. Where I've found a lot of value and where I add a lot of value is in helping people find the right resources at the right times to solve the problems that they have. So with that being said, here's a few assumptions I'm making about you. Assumption one is that you are interested in becoming a professional software developer. You might not know anything about software development right now, and in all honesty, that's probably better than knowing just a little bit. You'll find that if you know just a little bit, it will be harder to go through this. So come in with an open and empty mind, but come in with the explicit goal of being able to develop software that is enterprise grade, that you can be proud of, and that most importantly, you can demonstrate to clients that there is value for them to pay you to develop this software for them. Okay, so that's the first assumption. The second assumption I'm going to make is that because you're here for those practical reasons, you're going to treat this as a professional exercise. And so while we could spend a lot of time trying to figure out many different variables, I'm going to give suggestions on how to do this as easily as possible, and I expect that everybody will follow that through this. You're certainly welcome to deviate from the suggestions, that if it works for you, great, but I'm not going to offer much comment or support if you've got questions about how to make this work in ways that go against what I'm suggesting here. So with that point, you're going to very quickly realize that this is an opinionated course. Okay, I'm going to be telling you the way that I think this stuff should be done, the way that I think you should be learning it from start to finish. I am by no means saying that this is the only way to do it. I am by no means saying that I am the best in the world at teaching software development or at being a software developer. And certainly I am by no means saying that if you don't do it the way I suggest, that you're going to fail. What I am saying is that it is easier if you do things in a consistent way, and it's easier if you use the same tools that I'm using, and it's easier if you follow along with the examples as I suggest them for you to pick up these concepts. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to talk a lot about the tools and the tooling that's required, and I will get more deeply into this opinionated nature there, but just know that I'm coming at this from the point of view of what is the simplest thing we can do to get you developing software most quickly. Okay, so the next piece on this is the question of who is this course not for? And really this isn't for you if you're the kind of person who wants to be able to go onto Quora or Stack Overflow and post a lot about why everybody else is stupid. It's not the course for you if you're really interested in learning data structures and algorithm development. It's not the course for you if you really want to get good at software interviewing for a Silicon Valley company. Okay, this course is for you if you want to learn how to develop practical business software that will allow you to find clients and to add value to them. Okay, so I hope that covers kind of the gamut of why this course, who am I, who are you, and what are you going to get out of the end of this course. In subsequent videos, we will start talking very specifically about what machines you need, what software you need, what other resources I'm going to be suggesting, and what the structure of this course is going to look like. But yeah, for now, thank you so much for signing up, for watching this, and for continuing. This is going to start its life on YouTube, so by all means subscribe to this channel so that you see when new videos are posted. And by all means, please come to 80hourdeveloper.com and sign up so that you can get notified when I add new videos. I may post some articles from time to time, and the email list will be the best way for you to really get a sense of what's going on and to keep up with the course. Depending on the interest level, I may extend this out to, what to do after these 80 hours, but my goal right now is to help anybody who's watching this go from not knowing how to program to being able to create high-value software with 80 hours of effort on your end. All right, thanks so much, and I'll see everybody soon.